Hey everybody, welcome to Online Card Classes Crafty Chat. My name is Lydia Fiedler. I blog at understandblue.com, and in my day job I am the community manager of Split Coast Stampers. And we also have with us today Jennifer McGuire.
Hi, I'm Jennifer McGuire. I am one of the founders and owners of Online Card Classes, and you can also find me at jennifermcguireinc.com.
And Christina Werner.
Hey guys, I'm Christina. I blog at kwernerdesign.com, and I am the other co-founder and owner of onlinecardclasses.com.
And we have our very first guest ever for Crafty Chat back for some more today, and that is Laura Bassen. Laura, tell us a little bit about yourself and where people can find you.
Hi, everybody. I am Laura Bassen, and I am the owner and co-founder of Nothing. No, you can find me at Double Stick Heaven. That's my blog, and I live in Illinois. Did we say I don't know what we're saying, but yeah, I live in Illinois.
And our topic today, Laura, I know that you probably have a long one of these. I know I do. Our topic today is the Crafty wish list, which every crafter has. I've never met a crafter who said, I have absolutely everything I need and I'm done. I'm never going to shop again. So we
say that to ourselves, but it's never true. In those dark moments when we are like, I have bought too much this month, that is what we say, but it's untrue.
No, that clock always rolls over on that. Mm-hmm. But Laura, we want to hear a little bit from you about what you like and what you would like to have that you don't currently have. And I think we're going to start with stamps. So are there stamps out there that you don't currently own that you have your eye on?
Oh, let's see. I always love the new releases. I watch them, especially Lawn Fawn. I probably watch more companies that I don't work for. You know, since I'm with Mama Elephant, I feel lucky that I get to have it. And Simon, of course, and Neat and Tangled. But like Lawn Fawn, I don't work for them, so when I see their new releases, I want to have it. And occasionally, I just feel like I can't live without one. Like, for example, the mermaid one.
Yeah.
I just knew I wouldn't be able to live without it.
Me too.
My problem is I buy stuff and then I don't use it. If I don't have an assignment to use it, it sometimes gets the shuffle.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. It's hard to, I mean, there's so much cute stuff out there. It's really hard to use it all. So.
Yeah. And W+9, they got some really cute, their new releases. My Favorite Things has great release. Of course, Paper Tray Ink. I just think they have amazing designs every month. But it seems like sometimes releases are getting larger and larger, and it's a little overwhelming.
Do you have a system for, this is what I do when I get new products, that I'm in that same situation that I had to have the mermaids, and I had to have the little fairies, but then if I don't kind of have a system for how I'm going to use them, then I don't use them. And so what I do is I have like these little zippered plastic bags that I put all my newest stuff into, and I have to use that stuff before that bag gets too full, and I have to switch it out. So do you have a system for kind of reminding yourself of the unused stamps that you have sitting around?
You are talking to the wrong person if you want to talk about systems. I have little piles all over, piles. I have a pile of waffle flour. I have a pile of Neat and Tangled, pile of, and yeah, it's not a good system. It's not working.
You're a purist, aren't you? Like, if you create a Mama Elephant card, it's all Mama Elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because
design team.
It's my job.
Right.
So when I'm using Mama Elephant, they prefer you to, only use Mama Elephant. Yeah.
So you have piles by product there.
Yes.
By company.
I think I'm going to have to hire Laura and just say, I'm going to give you $20. Can you just make a card with whatever you want?
Yeah.
It's your job.
It's fun to mix up the companies.
I'm sure it is.
I don't think they always like it because they want you to, even if you're not on a design team, like I noticed there's some companies that will only like share it with others if you only use their product. Then there's some that, like Concord and Ninth, they love it. They don't care whose yours is with. There's a few companies like that, and I think it's fun to use a mix of things. But I can understand if it's for their site, they definitely want it.
Yeah, I I like to mix them up, especially with sentiments, because you'll find companies that have great, hilarious sentiments that go with somebody else's image, and
Yeah.
I like all my stamps to be friends.
Okay, I'm going to share something like that has to do with blogging and stamp companies and things like that. And this system that I come up with has been working for me for a little while now, so I thought I'd just share it with you. This isn't really crafty wish list, but I'll share it anyway. Okay, so I created this handy dandy, and this is going to be mirrored because we're on Google Hangout, list where it's brands, and there's just a big list of them. And then I can, like, for the month of June or the month of July, whatever, I'm making sure that I'm using a bunch of different brands. I found this really skinny planner. You can get them at Target, I believe. I didn't know they were at Target, so I ordered one online, which was okay. I mean, whatever. But it's in this handy-dandy, like, plastic cover, which I really like. It's super thin. And this is where I do all of my blog planning. And so I do, like, I'll go through my list of brands, and I'll say, okay, I'm going to use Lawn Fawn on this day. I'm going to use Mom Elephant on this day. I'm going to use My Favorite Things on this day, and Technique Tuesday on this day. And it's not, like, set in stone. Everything's penciled. But it gives me the opportunity to make sure I'm hitting all those different brands, and I don't limit myself to just that brand. Like, I'll mix them and do something different with each one. But it's really helping me get through my stash of supplies, because it's sort of giving me a challenge to use different products. Like, sometimes I get in this, like, oh my gosh, the Lawn Fawn release is amazing. I want to use every single stamp, but realistically, I can't use every single one. I need to, like, maybe use one of those, but use another company's too, and kind of mix it. And I take it as, like, a challenge for myself to, like, mix those all together. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. And for those of you who are big planner people, like planner lovers, I switch planners like you would not believe. Like, people change underwear. I do. Like,
She does. She
I
does.
can't handle having the same planner. Like, I have this one. This is the one I was using recently. This is from KQK. It's just like a little...
Changed again?
I know. I'm switching all the time. I'm telling you. Well, all of these back here, all, like, those are planners and those are planners. Anyway, so I was using this one, which is great. It's got a fun layout. It's a little different. Like, the days of the week, I don't know if you can even see that, but the days of the week are spread out. And then when I ordered that big calendar, I ordered this one, which also you can get at Target, but it's actually a calendar for, or a planner for, like, people in high school. And, like, it's an academic calendar, so it's July to June. Perfect for me because I just started it. And I really love it because the days of the week are really spread out, and I can really, like, plan and stuff. But my point is that my blog planning always stays in this one. This is, like, my master calendar. And then my day-to-day stuff can switch from planner to planner depending on what I want to do.
Now, do you have one planner where you list all of your different planners?
I should make a chart so I make sure I use all of them.
You plan to change your planners.
No, I just use it. See, for me, if I'm not excited about the planner, I won't use it. And that's when I just stop planning altogether, and that's not good as, you know, a person who works for themselves. It's not good to, like, not have any sort of plan whatsoever. So when I find myself not wanting to break it out, like it's no longer fun, then I switch to a different planner. And I probably got about four different planners, including my own inserts that I designed, which I still go back to a lot. People ask me if I use them, and I do. So.
I like the idea of an editorial calendar. So yours is basically an editorial calendar. I think if I saw it on paper, I would be better about mixing up stamp companies and mixing up techniques, especially because I think we talked about this before, Christina. You can tell what is not been cleaned off my desk by what kind of cards I'm making on my blog, because I just keep going back to that same product or the same pile of stamps, and you can see that. And I think that's a good tip. I think I would benefit from that for sure.
Speaking of crafty wish lists, this is totally related to a wish list. I wish, like, there are some specific blogging conferences that are for DIY and crafts, and I mean there are planner conferences or people who just love planners. I wish there was a planner not a planner. I wish there was a conference or some sort of retreat that was specific to like paper crafting bloggers. Because I think if we all got in the same room, and some of us get together for retreats, but there are plenty of others who do this as their full-time job that would be a wealth of information. I think it would be amazing to put together some sort of, an event or something where we just pull together a bunch of people and just share ideas and say what's working for us and things like that. I think that would be fantastic. That would be on my wish list. I am not volunteering to plan this,
That was really
but it would be totally fun to go to.
That is going to have to go on my wish list. I love that idea. Because you always come home so excited about what you're doing from any of those events. So
For sure.
yeah, I agree. Now you just added to my wish list. Darn you. Well, Laura, do you find that right now, like I have a couple in my mind, and I will say what they are, but do you find that you're wanting more of certain kind of images right now? Like, I know I go through phases where I'm all floral and then I'm all cute critters and stuff like that. Do you have a current theme going now that you're really attracted to besides mermaids?
Gosh, I don't know. I love it all. I really do love it all. I love dyes. I like word dyes, sentiment dyes. I don't know. I don't
love anything you can put a rainbow on.
Yeah.
I'm digging the big splashy sentiments. I would like, I just found a company that's just sentiments that really has some cute ones I like. It's called the Project Bin. And I would like more just big splashy, those one word sort of sentiments. That's always on my wish list. And also sort of snarky, sassy, funny sentiments. Like my one that I wrote down for today is I want a stamp that says hang up and text me, because nobody hates being on the phone more than I do.
Me. Trust me.
Yeah. So if we just had a stamp that said, if you love me, you will hang up the phone right now and send me a text.
Yes. Email
And
even more.
like little phone images in the set. It would be cute.
Would work.
Buy it, Jennifer.
I would buy it. I would buy it. Yeah, because I've got a few friends who like to chat on the phone, and I just can't do it. So see, what's top on my wish list is very different than most people's. I wish companies would slow down.
Yeah.
There are so many companies coming out with so many good stamps, and especially inks. I can't keep up. There's so much I love, so many companies that I adore, and then they come out with these good products, and like Christina said, they pile up and you just never can get to them, and then I feel bad because I want to, and it's like this cycle. I think every company should call a truce for like 6 months and let us all catch up. That's what I wish.
Yeah.
This is a good problem
This is a good problem to have. This is a good problem. But you also, people listening have to keep in mind that the four of us do this for a job, so we have more than we would if it were a hobby, or we want to do things for other reasons too, not just because we think something's cute. A lot of times it's because we've grown a relationship with a company or whatever, so we have a lot of stuff. But I even remember when this was just my hobby. You just couldn't get enough, and then when you had it, you couldn't use it enough. So I think it's something that we can all relate to.
I think everyone's faced with the problem of so many amazing products and not knowing entirely what to purchase, because you don't know if you're going to get around to using it, or maybe you are the type of person who really does know what you're going to do with it, but it's still overwhelming because you have so much to pick from. So it's interesting, because every once in a while I'll get an email, or maybe I'll think about this to myself, that of all the stamp sets out there in the world, why isn't there one that says this, or one that says this? I had someone email me, and they were wondering about wedding stamps, and I'm like, oh, there's so many wedding stamps. Let me go find some for you. And then I'm like Googling. I'm like, okay, there aren't that many. I couldn't find all the really awesome wedding stamps from all of my go-to stamp companies, and so I couldn't find them. And then I went to my stash, and sure enough, I had them, but they were released years ago. and they're no longer available for purchase from a regular store, so you'd have to find them secondhand. So I think sometimes the industry kind of goes in phases where like everyone's doing Critter, everyone's doing Birthday, and then, you know, they're like, oh no, we got to lay off that for a bit. And then it goes away, and then, you know, a little while later, then everyone's like, oh yeah, we need birthday stamps again. So I think eventually most of our want lists actually do come back around, but it's hard to find things sometimes.
I think, you know, places that you go for information, you know, blogs, obviously. You also, you know, I think what people are also faced with is the price point issue. So if it's buying an ink pad, that's easy. It's a couple dollars. It's a color that you want. But, you know, if it starts to get $25, $50, then that's something you're probably not going to impulse buy. And you need the people in the crafty community to review that for you. That's what I count on you for, Jennifer. You just tell me if I need to buy.
So I get to go broke.
Yes. I appreciate it, though. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think everybody believes that people who work in this industry get everything for free, but no, we go broke too.
Yep, absolutely. But then, you know, I mean, I feel like what I do and what we all do is help. You're helping someone else filter down that need list with what you've chosen, because we all choose different things that we like. I mean, the funnel works the other way too. Sometimes you're, you know, helping them buy a lot of stuff.
Well, I think one thing, like I'll never, if I try a product and it doesn't work for me, I will not share that in a video, because I have seen people do negative reviews of products and they're using it wrong, you know, and so that's not fair to that product, because you know, there's nothing wrong with the product, or just because I don't like it doesn't mean somebody else won't. I just won't review it. So that's why I don't ever do any negative reviews. Everybody's like, you like everything. No, I just choose not to use it. I ordered some stamps from a new company to me, and they didn't stamp well, so you won't see me use them. So, but for other people, they may stamp great. In fact, I know a lot of people who like them. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind too. Just because somebody doesn't talk about something isn't because, you know, there's various reasons. So. Well,
I want to move on to ink, since you mentioned ink and you talked about it this week, and you said you were behind on ink.
It's killing me. It's killing
I know.
me. Oh.
But what's on your ink wish list? Anybody?
Well, of current, I want all the Gina K inks. I got a few of them and I liked them, so that's on my top 10 list to buy.
Yeah.
And I have an issue. I can't just get one. I have to get them all.
Yes, full set syndrome.
Full set syndrome.
Yeah.
But now there are a lot of things in life where I'm not a full set syndrome person, so I save money there, so I can have full set syndrome here.
I like it. It's a good plan. What about you, Laura? You're a dye ink girl, right? Primarily.
I like all inks. What I was going to say before about the releases being large. Back in the day when I wasn't doing this for a job, I had very small amounts of stuff, you know, because I'm very frugal, and I only bought what I absolutely loved. And when I had that, I would use it and push the creativity level with each product, like not just one time, not just two times, not just three, and then I would find, oh my gosh, you really can push the envelope if you stay at a product. And sometimes I feel bad because I'm working with stuff, and I know if I pushed, something amazing could come out, but I don't have the time to push to do a second and a third and a fourth project with one product. And I know that it deserves that.
Yep, I agree. And I think that's one of the reasons that I like those focused online card classes where you're taking one product and you're doing everything you can do with that one product. Like clear and sheer or any of those, because that is a smarter way to work as a crafter. And if you can put all that time into one product, you can really make some amazing things.
That's why I think it's really good. Like if you see a stamp set online and you're on a budget and you really want to be sure that it's something you'll use, Google the name of the stamp set, because then you can, and then click images, and you can see tons of samples that people have created. And there are some companies who get their design team to make so many incredible designs that you can kind of push the stamp set that way, like Laura's mentioning, really see the many ways you can use it, because the more ways you can use it, the better investment it might be. So I really encourage, there are some companies who design teams in their blog are just astonishing how many samples they come up for each set, and I think that's so smart, because a lot of times there's adorable stamp sets, but like I can't think of many ways to use them. So I think you really want to look for ways to push it and get more out of it.
Yeah, and other companies, let's say you have MFT's dog set, and then you feel like you can't justify somebody else's dog set, go look at that other company in Google Images too and see what you can do with your dog set. I do that all the time, especially if I'm doing something for a challenge or a theme and I know I need to make it fit. You can get a lot just by looking at other brands, a lot of great ideas. Plus, they have different styles to their teams. Every team has a style. So, Christina, do you have any ink wishes?
I don't know.
I become pre-labeled so she doesn't have to label them all.
Oh my gosh, yes, that would be amazing. Have all the stamp pads labeled exactly in my system.
And in Super Watch. You want an ink swatch in it too.
Oh, yeah, I haven't done ink swatches yet.
I would pay anything for that. Just give me that. Take my money.
Someone could start a business just doing ink swatches. Like, for real, like if you want an at-home business, you could just get a bunch of ink lines, make swatches.
You know what you could get?
Do a
giant Misty and put a bunch of like solid stamps in it, and somebody could just mass produce ink swatches.
Oh my!
I would pay $1 billion. Well, I don't have $1 billion, but I'll at least pay a few.
I would too, and I would like somebody to I'd like the same clearinghouse of really amazing people to put all my stamps in pockets and label them all the way I like them labeled, and then just send them to me. So all my orders would get shipped to this magical place.
That's one. I love that Ellen Hudson's come that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the bomb.
Any of Julie's designs come with the label in the pocket already.
Yeah. Every stamp company should do that now, I think.
Yes.
Sorry, y'all.
When they meet to have the 6-month truce, they can plan. Because all the labels need to look exactly the same.
They do. Otherwise, we're all going to have a breakout in a huge rash.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the business idea, right? You hear of all these people, well, maybe you haven't, I don't know. But people who live internationally, if they want to buy products from the U.S., what they can do is place a bunch, if it's like, from 5 different online stores, they place the 5 orders and have them shipped to the same business in the United States. And then that business packages them all up and then ships them out. So they only have to pay, duty fees or taxes, customs, the custom fees, there we go, on the one package instead of all 5, because sometimes that is more expensive. So it's kind of like that, but not really. Like it would be kind of like a virtual assistant who you order all your stuff online from all these different companies or online stores, and they go to that person and they get them out, and it's just their job. It's their full-time job. They open all the stamps, they put them in pockets, they do all your ink swatches, they put all your dies in pockets, and then they put it back in a box and then mail it off to you.
Oh. Ooh la la.
This is my business idea. Someone needs to take it and run with it.
That is a Nobel Prize.
In my house, and his name's Colin.
What a great business idea for an 11-year-old.
Yes. He could be employed forever. He will be a bazillionaire if he will just do that all for us.
And he's got to be good at it because, I mean...
A lot of practice.
Yeah, a lot of practice, and his mom's trained him well.
Absolutely.
His mom pays him well.
and food and shelter?
Well, no, he's got regular chores for that. If it's like for my job, I pay him for that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Much. Or he can earn extra video game time. I'm not beyond bribing. It's okay. Laura probably gets that, right, Laura?
Oh, well, I don't have anybody organized for me. I do not have a very good system.
So basically, she needs to send Colin to your house.
You may not need it. Some people are better without a crazy system.
I'm kind of like one of those chaotic, like I know where everything is in the chaos.
Yes.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have an ink wish that is a complete fantasy, but I would like an ink that's sort of like Versamark, except when it's dry, it's really like embossing, because I love embossing. I love heat embossing. It's one of my favorite things, but I always make a mess with it. And I would like an ink that just turned into a raised, shiny something after it was dry.
I heard of this thing, Lydia, and you're going to love it. It's this class that we're teaching in July called Heat Wave, and it's all on heat embossing. And I happen to be planning one of the first lessons on the very first day, and it's all about tips on clean embossing, whether that's clean on the actual project or clean on your work surface. So watch for
I
that.
was not paid to come up with that idea, by the way. Well, that's awesome, because I know you, Christina, and I'm not like this at all. I do not mind making a huge mess and being covered head to toe in paint. But I know you don't like that, right? You don't like kind of messy crafting.
Like, my room can be a disaster. Like, you can see all this stuff out here. But when it comes to, like, my craft mat, it is pristine. I'm not getting anything on that. Which, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I was on a Facebook Live video last week, and I got gold marker. Well, not all over.
I saw that.
Big splotch of gold. It ruined it. It ruined the whole mat. I had to order a new one.
Did you try Citrusolve?
You know what? I tried, let's see, what did I try? I tried alcohol, like rubbing alcohol. I thought maybe that would take it off. It didn't. And I thought in the back of my mind, maybe I should try like Copic blending solution. Like maybe that would take it off, which is different from just regular alcohol. But then I'm like, nah, if alcohol didn't work. So being the stupid person I am, like someone even suggested, like, try nail polish remover. And in my mind, like, no, that'll take the white off the grid.
Right.
I'm like, well, yeah, it's worth a try. I can't get it off anyway. I mean, it's ruined no matter what. So I took the nail polish mirror to it, and it looks real bad. Hold on, let me grab it. Edit this out.
That was pretty tragic to watch. I think a craft mat is like a purse. When you find the one, you're pretty attached to it.
Okay, here is the mats.
Oh, God.
Ew.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad, right?
My eyes.
It's not good. Well, it got all the gold off.
Oh, that hurts my soul.
Yeah. So it's been delegated to my spare station over here. So when my nieces are here, or if my sister's here, then they can use this other mat. And so now I have a couple mats in different places in my office.
They get the trashy mat.
Yeah.
So if we come to your house and that mat comes out, we know what you think of us.
Yeah. I'm thinking that you're not filming a video on that mat. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, let's talk about adhesive. I have one wish that I know I share with at least one other person on this call, and that is, and I found it one time, but it's not sold in the United States, that is the perfect vellum adhesive. And I had it in my hands, but it's only available in China now, and so I can't get it. So I want someone to start selling me the perfect vellum adhesive that's truly invisible.
Is there a name for this product?
It's actually a 3M product, and it's called, there's an American version of it, and there's a version that's only sold in China. It's called tissue tape. And I got it in a kit, and I could not believe you cannot see this stuff on vellum.
So
I tried it on
basically, you just
vellum, I tried it on Duralar, I tried it on everything, and it completely vanishes.
So you basically need a store to source it and sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Take note.
Yep. And I have one more adhesive wish, and that is I want a silent packing tape gun that does not screech in my ear.
Oh, they totally have it.
What
They
is
have one. It's by Scotch, and I can't remember. Hold on. It's actually in my drawer here.
I've been suffering needlessly? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
You have been.
I'm kind of
It's the
angry
right
with you
stuff.
for not sharing this with me earlier.
I don't know if it has the right name on it. This one says Sure Start on it. by Scotch. They have ones that, like, in the description it says, like, perfect for office environments because it's quiet.
Wow. Okay. Well, you just granted one of my wishes. You're like a genie.
Solved.
Okay.
What adhesive do you use? I forget.
Oh, I use the Tombow tape runner, that pink
Okay.
one. I love it. Except for the other day, Emma, she took, I've got boxes sitting over here with stuff comes in boxes. So she took a box, took my Tombow tape runner, and did the whole box with the tape runner. Used the whole thing up. I like the glossy accents. I use that a lot. But I only use it with that needle tip thingy. Put that on it. But I only buy the small glossy. I just get the small one. I have better luck with it, seems like.
Yes, thank you, Jennifer, for researching all of that. Because
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought of putting that quill tip precision on it, and changed my world.
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody who uses sequins is forever changed with that thing.
Totally.
What about y'all? Any adhesive woes?
I'm really loving Tombow Extreme adhesive, and it was always gumming up on me, and it would kind of go off track a little bit because I was using it so often. And then I watched a video from Stampin' Up! Actually. So Lydia might be familiar with this because they sell the Tombow Extreme adhesive, but in black, I think. I think it's just a different color. And so they actually have a video with tips on how to best use Tombow Extreme adhesive. And the trick is, like, you run it down one and then you flick it off to one side. Yep. And then the next time you use it, you run it again and flick it to the other side. It keeps it centered on the tip.
That's one of the products that I heard people talking bad about. But they didn't read the packaging that when you put the tape down, you're supposed to pull to the side to break the adhesive because it's extreme adhesive. It's strong adhesive. And so I think on Amazon there were some bad reviews, and I heard some people talking about it, and I'm like, you're doing it right. They're like, you can't pull it off. I'm like, well, if you read the instructions, you pull the side, it works wonderfully. It's one of the best adhesives I've ever used, and that's one of the examples of people saying negative things about a product, but it was because they were using it wrong. So,
and that's that was my complaint at first, and that's why I Googled it and found that video, because, I mean, if you don't, like, flick it off to the side or something like that, if you just pull up, it's just this big string of adhesive, and and even though that was really annoying, I was still using it because I loved the adhesive so much.
It's strong.
So even with that problem, it was great.
And I did the same thing. I got my very first one and threw it right in the garbage. And I was like, I can't use this. And then I saw that same video you were talking about, Christina. And the other thing is I was pushing really hard, like smashing it into the paper. And you don't need to do that, and you don't need to have a forceful movement off to the side. You just do a little 90-degree angle. It breaks the tape. It's good to go. And now it is the only inline adhesive that I use now. I just love it. That stuff is strong.
It's permanent. You have to be adhering with a purpose because you can't be wimpy about this thing because it's stuck there. I don't know how many card bases I've ruined by, putting a strip of cardstock on it and it's crooked, and I'm like, well, there we go.
You have to be hardcore to use that stuff because once it's there,
You got to commit.
And that's the same with this Be Creative tape. I like it for the same reason.
I like that you can tear it out. You don't have to cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you can definitely. And the release paper comes off really easy.
Yeah, it does.
I ran out of the Extreme, so I've been using this lately, and I am really, really liking it.
Well, if you do get one stuck down, even with Be Creative tape or even with Extreme, there is one way you can save it if you've really worked hard on it. And that is something I always have on my desk, Glide dental floss. It's flat, and so you can get it under the corner and you slide it all the way down, and you will save that piece of cardstock no matter what it's adhered with. I promise you.
I want you
that.
to do that in a
My
video.
mind blown.
And I'm amazed how many people don't know it, because I always tell everybody, please bring dental floss to class, and then they just think I'm a freak. They're like, what are we doing? And it needs to be in your basic crafting kit because it will save anything.
I love Laura's expression. She's like, you're kidding me.
Now, does it have to be the Glide floss so that it doesn't stick to the adhesive?
I just find that it's a flatter, thinner dental floss than the other ones. So I do think it goes smoother, but also the ones that are just like a string, a round string, are very hard to work under the corner of the cardstock that's stuck down. But I'm serious. I probably have 40 packages of this just like in every bag that
I would like a demo and a video, please.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll actually do that on my next video.
And if we're ever out with Lydia and we have something in our teeth, we know who to ask for floss.
Yes, exactly.
Please do not reuse.
Yes.
No.
I will not floss in the video, I promise.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would like a stamp. Do y'all have a stamp that you've always wanted, like of a certain creature that you've never found?
I can tell you a stamp that's already out there that I want that I can't find anywhere, and even though it's a newer product, I can't find anyone stocking it.
What is it?
I don't use these stamps often on my blog because they're hard to find. They're European brands from Do Crafts. It's all of those gorgeous stamps.
Oh, yeah.
Gorjuss. They came out with some mini stamps that are just adorable. I bought like every single one I could get my hand on. But they have, I know it's out there because I've seen pictures of it. My favorite image is of this little girl, and she's sitting on a swing, and she has a cat on her lap.
Oh my gosh, I've been looking for that stamp for so long.
I know! So I have the big version, right? And I won't part with it. Like, people have emailed me, and they're like, I can't find it. Can you please sell it to me? I'm like, I'm sorry. I love it too much. I can't part with it. But they came out with a mini version, and I've seen pictures of it. It's in, like, their product photos, but I can't actually find the physical stamp.
Did you see at CHA, they had a life-size cutout of that image, and I was like, where? I went home, and it was the first thing I Googled. I could not find it.
It's pretty. I did a card ages ago. I think it was the very first card I ever used with the gorgeous stamps, and that was the one I did. And I made it for my niece whose pet bunny had just died. And I colored the cat like Manny, and it was a very somber-looking card, obviously. But I just love that image. I think it's such a sweet little image with a little girl on a swing with a cat on her lap. It's just adorable.
So sweet. And I don't stamp people very often, and that is one I absolutely hunted high and low for after CHA. So that'll be a happy day if somebody will hop on here and tell us how to get it.
I predict in 2 weeks your guys' P.O. box is going to be full of little girls with kitties on swings.
Oh, I would love it. I would love it so much. I'm totally Googling it and finding the image so I can show you all. Okay, the stamp is called Ruby.
Yes.
Okay, so that is what it looks like.
So sweet.
Isn't she so cute?
She's so cute.
The little kitties. Some people find the gorgeous stamp slightly creepy because there's no mouth, but I just think that's an opportunity to elaborate on the feeling of the card.
Yeah, and I like some of those kind of, I don't know, sort of dark images. Well, I have a stamp wish that, and maybe y'all know, maybe there is a stamp like this. I would love manatees. I think they're so sweet and fun and weird.
Does Laura have one?
If anybody would, she would.
Now I've got to go Google. I'm opening Google again.
She had a narwhal. I'm not sure she had a manatee.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
Oh, now it's showing me postage stamps. Well, if you're looking for a postage stamp, there's one.
With a manatee on it?
Yeah.
To go with my manatee card?
Oh, wait. Amazon.com. Manatee rubber stamp. Found it. Is that a manatee?
Wow.
Is that what they look like?
Okay. Here's a very important tip for everyone, all people. If you need something to be found on the internet, Christina Werner is your girl.
I will so find something for you.
I'm moving, and I told her that she's welcome to come visit, but we won't have any furniture. So I said, it's bring your own chair. So you should see images of chairs she was sending me that she was going to buy for my house. They were atrocious.
They were awful.
Where to find this stuff? She can find anything.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, he's cute, Christina.
Yeah, so here's your stamp for you, Lydia.
Okay, deal. I use the Christina Werner search engine quite frequently, actually. It's
always open for business.
Well, anything else? Anybody else got any wishes?
Wishes.
Do you want a babysitter so you can
French
stamp
fries.
them? French fries with you.
Yeah, some chocolate. When you guys were talking about vellum, I would love some colored vellum.
It's hard to find. It used to be really popular in scrapbooking, but it's harder to find now.
Yeah.
A lot of scrapbook companies around the holidays, this last, 2015, they came out with like foiled vellums and some different printed vellums. There might still be some kind of hanging around in some stores. I know I picked up a few to do, you know, as a backdrop for photos.
Stampin' Up! Does have a ton of foiled vellum, but we haven't had colored vellum. I haven't had colored vellum in a while. I remember I had a beautiful cobalt blue colored vellum that I used to hoard, but I think I finally ran out of it.
Well, then I guess you'll just have to take Clear and Sheer to figure out how to color your own vellum.
Yep. I love that class. And Duralar is great. Duralar is a great product too. It has a silkier finish than vellum. It's not really a vellum, but
I don't think I've ever used it.
I haven't either.
It's very nice. It's a good weight. It doesn't curl. Has a very silky finish. And there are two different kinds of Duralar, and I like to make mistakes so that you don't have to. And the first one I bought with the intention of converting wood-mounted stamps to cling mount stamps so I could use them in my MISTI, because there is a clear Duralar that clings. Well, I bought a clear Duralar that doesn't cling, and that didn't work. So now I have a lot of that. So I was really happy when Clear and Sheer came out because I can use it like acetate. And then there is the Duralar that's like vellum. And I'll put links to those in the blog post so you can see that.
You're going to cost us more money. Stop it.
Payback.
Touche.
So, what else, Laura? What else is on your list?
Probably more like, you know, you were talking about things that aren't really that you can buy. Like somebody to come and clean my tools are all sticky. They're all dirty. All my ink, my acrylic blocks are sticky from Versamark ink. You know how they get?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got the time. I need a tripod because sometimes I want to take a picture straight down, and I would like to. I don't have a tripod. I'd like a nicer camera.
Yeah.
I'd like a cleaning lady. Yeah.
Upgrading equipment is always top on my list.
Yes. Equipment.
It is. And, you know, it's funny when you say that about the acrylic block thing. It feels so good when you finally get them all clean, but nobody wants to do that. I don't want to do that.
I do it all the time. You know how the easiest thing to do is right here in my drawer, I have alcohol swabs. And all you have to do is tear one open. Excuse me as I dig on my desk. I need to find it. Oh, here's a block. All you have to do is take one out, wipe both sides off, and you're done. It's clean.
I know, but Laura and I just saved 10 seconds by not doing that.
Fair enough, fair enough. But that's all it takes. I usually just wipe it on my clothes or on a baby wipe, and it's done.
I just remembered. You know what else I would really love that I don't have?
What?
I know there's like the Teresa Collins stamp maker thing. I think they still sell that. And there's also the one that's from the original company that's not like her branded one. I would love that whole system so I can make my own stamps, but I want it to be even more simple than that. Like, I want to find like a local company that I can send the artwork to that day, and then they can bring me a nice finished stamp like the next day. Like, I would wait a day, but currently the only thing you can do is like the real red rubber and they like laser it or something.
The Kinkos of stamp making, that would be amazing.
Yeah, well, I have the Silhouette Mint. My stepbrother works for Silhouette, and he hooked me up, and it's been months since I've had it, and I feel real bad. I need to take it out and test it. Because
mine's
I think
right on my desk, too.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for, like, return address stamps, because you want to do something that you're going to stamp over and over again. It's something you have to use. It's like a pre-inked stamp.
Right.
So I think a return address stamp, or maybe something that says, "You're awesome," or, you know, something that I would put on the inside of cards a lot, like "Happy Birthday."
Yeah.
But I really want to try that out. I've heard good things about it. I've heard good and bad. But I think it might be going back to what Jennifer has said, that like you have to really read the instructions, do your research, make sure you're using it correctly to really get the most out of it. So I need to work on that.
I think that's the case with most products, and that's why I get really disappointed when people are like quick to say something's not good, because you know, nobody's perfect. You know, nobody's going to pick it up and use something right the first time. Things take work.
Right, and since I run an online community, I see that a lot, and you just, one, you have to have patience, and seek out a community that will, give you all the little tips. And then also, it's okay if you don't like a product, but that doesn't mean it absolutely stinks. It's okay to just move on and not have it be something that you use every day. But there's a company in Utah, Christina, maybe you've heard of them. This was a magical revelation for me. It's called Clean Cans, and they will come clean out your garbage cans, like steam clean them out, and you just pay an annual fee, and you always have super clean garbage cans. And if you live in a climate like I live in, where it's hot and they get stinky if they're dirty, that's a super valuable service. So I think Laura's idea, there should be somebody who just specializes in cleaning those craft tools. And they'll come in once a month and they'll clean your blocks, clean your stamps, because that's something I wipe my stamps off with my absorber, or sometimes they just sit in my Misty for 2 weeks without ever getting cleaned. And, so they could just come in and clean your stuff and put it back away. And I would pay for that before the cleaning service. Like if I had to pick for clean my house or clean all my stuff in my stamp room would win.
My guess is they would clean your stamp room.
My cleaning people?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but what if they don't know what to do with my acrylic blocks?
If you pay them enough, they'll figure out how to do it.
That's true.
I heard a rumor that you can put your acrylic blocks in the dishwasher. Is this true?
Well, with acrylic, you don't ever want to use a solvent because you will develop fine cracks, even in a acrylic block. So I guess it would depend on what your dishwashing stuff was made out of, but I don't think heat is good for plastic. I don't know. Let's talk to the engineer. What do you think, Jennifer?
No heat in plastic. Rubbing alcohol probably isn't good, but I'm putting so little on, and I've been doing it for years, and I haven't any problems.
Yeah.
But there are cleaners that you can use, but no, I never heat plastic, ever. Never, no.
I use Hero Art's Ultra Clean Stamp Cleaner because I figure if it's cleaning off the stamps, it's probably good to clean off the blocks. So I just do that, but you have to remember to stand your blocks up to dry, because if you let them dry together, they'll stick together. They come apart later, but then you have to clean them again. So just stack them up like dishes in a dish rack. Stack them up and then, line them up and then let them dry, and then you're good to go.
That's what I used to do. I had the Hero Art scrub pad. You'd spray the Ultra Clean on it, scrub your block on it, and then I just wipe both sides with the baby wipe, and then it's fine. Because you want to get the residue off. So.
Yeah.
But it also does take 10 seconds.
Yeah, nobody's got time for that, Jennifer.
Nobody got no time for that.
Are there cleaning products that are on your wish list? I have one that I just took off my wish list because I got it, and it's amazing. And that's the Tim Holtz Ranger, little pumice stone kind of thing.
Craft Scrubby.
Yes.
I love that thing.
Amazing. I'm a recent convert to that, and it will get the ink right off your hands. It's awesome.
So dish soap on it or hand soap on it and rub your hands under the water with it, and it takes your ink off.
It's great if you're a calligrapher and you get the actual calligraphy ink, which is even more concentrated than stamping ink, all over your hands, and it gets in the crevices of your nails, and it's so nasty. Craft Scrubby will take it off. Almost all of it. I mean, you will have some still down in the little cracks of your nails that you can't reach, but for the most part, it gets everything off.
Yeah, that thing rocks. What else do you need to clean that isn't clean right now?
What do you use to clean your scissors, Jennifer?
Rubbing alcohol.
Same thing, huh?
Yeah.
However, it will not take gold off a cutting mat. I learned that the hard way.
What kind of ink was that? Was it a pigment ink?
No, it was a Pilot Gold Metallic Marker. It's one of those pigments, really it's some sort of solvent ink probably.
Yeah. Yowza. Well, then there's your wish list item, is something that takes that pen off.
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, I guess the mat's ruined. I could just try it. Put more of the ink on there and then see if some blending solution will take it off. test it out till you find something that works. But because it's such a strong ink and kind of like a solvent ink, I think no matter what I use, it would have to be equally as strong, and it would take the grid, the white lines off the mat anyway. So am I doing those situations where if you're using those paint pens, just cover your work surface, protect it before you get going?
I bought a sponge, one of those sponge dauber boxes. It's like a little acrylic box.
Mm-hmm.
And it had the world's most stubborn sticker on the bottom. And so I tried alcohol and I tried everything. And so I got out the Citrusol, and it melted that box in 2 seconds. So I can tell you that Citrusol and acrylic do not go together.
Wow. Is that like the Goo Gone stuff? Is that like what that
Yeah,
is?
it's a little stronger than Goo Gone.
And did you try Goo Gone?
I did, and it wouldn't take it off.
Wow.
I mean, it was. And when I bought my card catalog, somebody had spilled glue in one of the drawers, and Citrusol was the only thing that would get it off. It's a miracle product, but you do not want to put it on a piece of acrylic because it'll just melt like candle wax.
That reminds me, a couple years ago, we did a family reunion, and all of my family from, out of state or who don't live near, they were coming, and we were all staying at my house or near my house. And I thought it'd be fun to get everyone one of those acrylic tumbler cups. And they each had something special on it. My one nephew who loves Batman, his had a Batman logo on it. And my little niece, she had a princess on it. Everyone had a special mug. Because we figured we were going to be together for days on end, and we would go through 5 million plastic cups otherwise. So everyone gets their own cup, they can refill it. So I ordered my nephew this cup off Amazon. I've only left one bad review on Amazon, and this was on this cup, because it's all, what is it is it BPA free? Is that what you want for your plastics? It had a sticker that said BPA free, and it was huge. And I'm oh, I'll just peel it off. No, that did not come off. And then when I did get it off, it was all sticky and gross, and I'm why can't people use the appropriate adhesive for their sticker on their product?
Yes.
And I was so ticked off. It ruined the cup. I couldn't even, I didn't even give it to my nephew. I felt so bad. I'm no, I'll get you a different one, because, it was so bad. So that's the one bad Amazon review that I've left.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole stick a sticker on with super glue thing. That's on my wish list. I want that to go away. And also, I think the tape on dies is too strong.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so tired of fighting with those, and then they leave residue, and
I agree.
I need to back that off just a tad.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do a lightning round, and then we'll wrap up. Does everybody have one thing they can wish for?
I would like 5 more hours in a day.
Yeah.
Does that work?
That's a good one.
Jennifer would like a chauffeur for her children.
Yes. No, actually, I like driving them around. I don't like when they're not in the car. When I've dropped them off, and then I'm coming home, which is half the time I'm in the car. I don't enjoy that. I get bored.
What if you had a chauffeur, but you were still in the car, so you could still be with them, but you could be doing other things? You wouldn't have to be paying attention.
I would sleep then.
Oh,
I'd be asleep.
That's good. Sleep is good.
I would like a crystal ball to know how my day is going to go, and if I could craft in it. I love Christina's idea of scheduling things out, but with kids, their schedule comes first, and so mine, it's I don't even bother scheduling much, because it's at their schedule's mercy. So I would love to be able to predict the next day if there's actually going to be any crafting time. That's what I would.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Especially hard in the summer, because they're all bored.
Yeah.
And I can't be running a summer camp. I'm listen, chicks, it's not my summer. I got stuff to do.
Yep. I had a friend put on Facebook that she said it's 9:30 and we've already painted, we've played in the creek, we made Play-Doh, and she goes, I'm done. It's 9:30 and I'm done. They're on their own now. I did all my camp mom is over. I have no ideas left in me. I'm I get it. You go through your ideas pretty quick, and then you got to get your stuff done. So
What about you, Laura? What's your lightning round item?
Lightning round. Did we play this before? This is new to me. I need a lifetime supply of foam tape and Post-it tape. My two most used things, my foam tape and my Post-it tape.
The narrow Post-it tape?
The inch wide.
Okay.
Oh, I use it every card I make. I use it.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, my last item is I want delivered to my door. You know those little Amazon Easy buttons where you can just like reorder your detergent or whatever? I want one of those for white cardstock cut into card fronts sized and also card bases, horizontal and vertical, and I just want a constant auto refill delivered to my house every week.
Well, this is my easy button. He cuts those cardstocks for me, don't you? He labels. See? How would him?
We just came up with a great career for you, Colin. You're going to be very busy for about the next 25 years, and you're going to be very wealthy.
He's looking at me like, huh?
We can have a bidding war. All right. Well, Laura, thank you so much for joining us for the Crafty wish list. I think what's on everybody's Crafty wish list is just hearing you talk. So they'll be super excited that they got to do that today. So thank you so much.
For having me. Thank you so much for having me.
And we will see all of you next time on the next episode of Crafty Chat.